In this episode, I get asked, what do I do when we find businesses doing the same thing as us or better than us? I talk about the two best defensible barriers to having people copy you. And when you find someone doing better than you, what do you do?
28 and I'm trying to shape history. Pulling from the sky for some strength to take with me. Line up the stars, fly away quickly and push the world forward like a tidal wave hit me. I ride the wave swiftly, I fear no man. Check my titles, mate, quickly. Came from the sky with the light of day in me.
Welcome to episode 219 of Ask Jack D. I'm super pumped to be filming today. We've started to record these episodes further and further out in advance, so we haven't actually filmed many pre-records of late.
I know, it makes me sad.
Makes me sad as well.
I miss it.
But it's good to be back.
Really good.
How have you been, Rosie?
I have been great.
Good. What is our question for the day?
Okay, so today's question comes from Maya. She asks, "Hi Jack, I was wondering if I could ask you a question. What do you do if you see a competitor doing something similar or better than what you're offering?"
I don't really worry about it. It doesn't need to be an issue. So let's say someone is offering something similar to what you're doing. In any business, your best defensible barrier to entry is to constantly be innovating and constantly be getting better, right? And so if somebody's copied us as a business as little as 6 months ago, then we are already unrecognizable by virtue of the rate of change that exists in any of my businesses, right? And so if we're always changing, if we're always evolving, if we're always innovating, and there's always a gestation period, right? Always working on stuff that might come out 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the track that other people don't see. And so by the time you release that, you've changed, right? The organization has evolved and has moved on from where it was last year, right? We've had our fair share of organizations that have come into a similar and tried to do some things, and it just, we cooperate with them. We actually help them and we promote them, right? Because, well, it's kind of different for the Entourage because we're such a vision-driven organization. We genuinely really care about the purpose that exists at the center of everything we do, which is to push civilization forward by enabling more people to live on purpose. So if anybody else starts doing something similar, we applaud that and we encourage that and we support that, right? Because we back ourselves to continue innovating. So we'll never look like another company. The other thing is that our rate of productivity, and so that's the first lesson for you, right? Is if you're stagnant and somebody else looks like you and you go on for years and years and years looking like each other, that may be an issue, right? But if you're always innovating and you're always improving, you're always working on getting better, then you won't look like anybody else for very long periods of time, right? The second thing is that in early stage high growth businesses, you can have such a high degree of productivity and output, right? Like at the Entourage, we achieve in a year what most don't in 3. And so if you're always doing more and producing more and thinking more and making sure that you're a couple of steps ahead and making sure that the output is so great because culture is just getting great people united around a purpose. And once you achieve that, the output becomes really significant. And so again, it makes any competitor a lot less threatening because you back your ability to innovate and you back your ability to execute and produce faster than just about anybody, right? Now to the second part of that question, if someone was doing it better, I'd go back and I'd assess those first 2 criteria that I've just given you around innovation and productivity. Let me say this. There are always businesses doing things better than us, than you at any given moment, right? In our case, not in education, not in Australia, but there would be businesses that do tech better than us. There's a company called Newton. They're based out of the States. They develop adaptive learning technologies, right? They're what we consider to be cutting edge when it comes to ed tech, education technologies. There's companies in the country that would do sorry, not in the country, but in the world. Most of them come out of the States. There's, that do social better than us, social media better than us. And so what do you do when you see organizations do pieces of things better than you? You know the answer to that. You learn from them. You use that as a case study to reverse engineer everything that they did in order to get that outcome. And then you do not copy what they did, right? That's whatever, leave that to the hanger-oners. Those that want to copy you and stuff, they'll never get anywhere. Fuck them. So don't be one of them, right? You're not looking at other people to copy them. You're looking at them to go, what are the results they're getting? Reverse engineer those results and then apply it in your way, according to your vision, according to your values, according to your DNA. And when you do that, again, it becomes less threatening, particularly if you can out-innovate and out-produce them, right? And so, you know, there are undoubtedly instances where competition does become can become, in some businesses and some industries, quite threatening. I prefer to play in ponds where the chance of that happening is very low, and then by virtue of innovation and productivity and learning a lot all the frickin' time, we manage to stay ahead of it, right? So don't look at it as a threat, look at it as an opportunity to learn.
Good episode.
Good. Okay. Cool.
Intro.
Yeah.
Intro.
Keep going. In this episode, I get asked, what do I do when we find businesses doing the same thing as us or better than us? I talk about the 2 best defensible barriers to having people copy you. And when you find someone doing better than you, what do you do?